Welcome into the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com. Saturday, August 18th, and we are headed to Del Mar to look at the late pick four, which includes two grade ones. Tom Leach here along with Jim Goodman, Keeneland's Director of Wagering Development. The first of those two grade ones is for 3-year-old fillies going 1 1/8 miles on the turf. It is the Del Mar Oaks. And this always seems to attract a nice, well-balanced, large field, Jim, and similar circumstances this year. Who did you land on?
Yeah, I think so. I think we need to go to Del Mar because we're good away from that rainy weather at Saratoga.
Yes. Amen.
We can actually handicap with some sense of certainty what the weather is going to be in San Diego, 82 and sunny.
Yes.
I went with Ollie's Candy here, the 4-horse. Lightly raced, only one turf start. They took a while to get her on the turf, but the last time out at Del Mar in San Clemente, she just got beat a neck and made a nice charge at the end. She ought to like stretching out to the 1 1/8 miles. So I think that Ollie's Candy is going to be my top choice. Certainly not anywhere close to a single when we talk about the pick four, however. I think Paved, the 6-horse for Michael McCarthy, they shipped her to the Belmont Oaks, and she didn't want any part of 1 1/4 miles, but she's really accomplished at the 1 1/8 miles distance. So I think her cutting back to 1 1/8 miles, coming back home to California where she's won 3 races, ought to serve her well. Colonia, the 7, ships west for Graham Motion. Graham has not had a very good meet at Saratoga. Kind of a good sign that he ships this horse west, but it's a big class jump for her, and she didn't run up against the top class in France. So I'm worried about that. But her first North American trip was very good. She won a stakes race at Arlington. So shipping her west from there, and I think she could give her a shot here with him shipping her out all the way to the West Coast. And Miss Bad Behavior for Baltus and Bejarano off a near miss to San Clemente. I've got to like her if I like Ollie's Candy. So that's my top 4. Ollie's Candy is my top choice, the 4-horse, and then the 6, 7, 9 below her.
Yeah, I used all 4 of those, plus Fatale Beret, the 5. Colonial was the one I ended up, Colonia, the win pick. I had some of the same concerns you did on this one, but that just looks like an easy, he gave her an easy prep for this. May not be the case, but that's kind of what it feels like, that he got her, thought she was maybe this good, get an easy prep in her, and then send her out for this race. It looked like it was a strong finish in that race at Arlington, and that she could move forward off that. And I really wasn't that high on anybody else, so that's part of the other reason that I ended up landing on Colonia for the win pick, but I would definitely spread out when we get to the pick 4. The 10th race is the Grade 1 Pacific Classic. It's 1 1/4 miles, and yeah, Accelerate looks like a standout in here. I am going to try to go for a pick to beat him, and the only one that I could give a shot to is Roman Rosso, the 4. First time for Baffert, Argentine import, who's won at 1 1/4 miles, and those horses usually are tough. And I like the fact that Baffert's had him for a while, a lot of strong, steady work pattern, Pratt rides. So all of those factors, I'm going to take a shot that this one could upset Accelerate, who's getting a little older. But, on form, there's no good reason to pick against Accelerate. I'm just trying to find a little value, and I thought there were enough unknowns on this horse, especially being from the Baffert barn, that he could jump up and, with his advantage in youth, get the upper hand maybe on Accelerate. You going to try to beat him?
Well, I'm not going to try to beat him. I'm going to give you another option here, the one that you didn't talk about. Accelerate checks all the boxes. I mean, 2 wins the distance, multiple Grade 1s, 3 for 5 at Del Mar. And then John Sadler was on TVG a couple of days ago talking about him, said he was doing as well as he ever has. So got no reason to really pick against him. I'm going to do a cold exacta, though, with Accelerate on top of Pavel. I really liked Pavel's race in Churchill Downs. Stephen Foster. He was 6-1 that day. He was kind of a wise guy horse, and he blew him away. Don't know how good that field was. Got a 101 buyer, so he's going in the right direction. 97 to 101. Got to make a big step up. But he's got a 103 and 104 in his background back at Belmont in the Jockey Club Gold Cup in October of 17. So Doug O'Neill gets him ready, and I'm going to give Pavel a shot here. But Accelerate is certainly my top choice, and that's the only 2 I give much of a chance to in this race.
Now, let's take a look at a late pick 4 ticket, and it starts with the Del Mar Oaks. The 9th race is a maiden race for 2-year-olds going 6 furlongs, and the 11th race is a non-winner of one other than allowance optional claiming that's on the turf around 2 turns. So give me your pick 4 ticket.
Okay, the 4 horses I talked about in Del Mar Oaks are 4, 6, 7, 9. Ollie's Candy, Paved, Colonia, and Miss Bad Behavior. In the maiden special weight, I'm going to go 4 deep. My top choice is the 7-horse Istanbul, who ran 4 lengths behind Roadster in their first out. So Roadster is now, I think, 8-1 morning line to win the Kentucky Derby next year. He was that good in his first race as a 2-year-old. So I'm going to take Istanbul, but I'm also going to use No Treble, the 4, Dueling, the 8, and 7 Fence, the 9. So 4, 7, 8, 9. In the Pacific Classic, I'm going to go with Accelerate. I'm going to double the ticket, just throw Pavel in there simply because you'll get 20 times the payout if Accelerate loses. So I use 5, 7 there. And then the optional claimer at the end, it's a tough one. And if you single Accelerate, I would go all there. But I'm going to keep my ticket affordable here. I'm going to use Kentucky Colonel as my top choice, the 8-horse with 2 straight wins. Also going to use Royal Albert Hall, only 2 for 34, but always shows up and gets in the money, so may fit well here. Dreams of Valor, the 10, and Avalanche, the 12. So 4, 8, 10, 12. My pick 4 is 4, 6, 7, 9 with 4, 7, 8, 9 with 5, 7 with 4, 8, 10, 12, and I believe that is $64.
I am using the 5 I mentioned in the Oaks, the 4 you had plus Fatal Beret, so 4, 5, 6, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I'm going to use 3 in the maiden race, Istanbul, the 7, but also Dueling, the 8, Hollendorfer and Van Dyke, and was a runner-up in the debut, and then the 10, first-time starter for Baffert, so 7, 8, 10. I'm going to use Roman Rosso and Accelerate, so 4, 5 in the Pacific Classic, and then I'm going to go 5 deep in the last leg. Shaky win pick, maybe to any questions, the 6, but I like Kama Sister for a bit of a price, the 5. So the 5, 6, 8, 11, 12. The 8 is Kentucky Colonel for Mandela, and I think that horse could definitely improve. And then a couple of horses with not great posts, the 11 and 12, but I think have a shot in here. So 5, 6, 8, 11, 12. So I'm 5 by 3, by 2, by 5. So a little bit of a pricey ticket. You could single Accelerate and cut the price in half, obviously. But that first race and the last leg, I had trouble getting the field narrowed down. Best of luck with your wagers on the Saturday card. You got the Grade 1 Alabama going at Saratoga on Saturday as well. And we'll be back next week for Travers Day at Saratoga on the next edition of the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.